Hello everybody. Hi, my name is Leibella Ralston and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a swatching session with my Turner Acryl Gouache. I will be totally honest with you. I have had this set for quite some time. I would say almost 3 years now, or probably 3 years. I think I bought this at Jerry's Art Rama when we first moved here in Houston, and I don't think I've ever used it. I feel so ashamed, but you know, that's the sad truth. So I've had this for 3 years. Probably I swatched it maybe before, but I haven't really used it. And the reason to that is because I really love my Holbein acrylic gouache. So these are the gouache that I use, actually acrylic, right? So acrylic gouache is like an acrylic and a watercolor. So it's that mix of, it's like, it's not watercolor, it's not acrylic. But basically an acrylic gouache is it dries matte and it's very opaque, like an acrylic, but it's also, once dry, it's water resistant like the acrylics, right? So but it's water soluble like watercolors, so you can blend with it, you can mix it and blend with water. So it's that. So if you were like me and you like anything like bold colors, then I think you're going to love acrylic gouache. It takes a little bit of getting used to, of course, like any other medium, but it is one of my favorite mediums to use in my sketchbook. And I have a couple of examples of how I like to use gouache. So I use gouache, regular gouache from Holbein and also Winsor & Newton. And I also love using acrylic gouache when I'm kind of like pre-planning your artwork, you know. So if you have anything like, you know, you want your underneath layer and you don't want it to be, you know, you don't want to be super careful with moving the colors, the pigments, and you want to just kind of like color on top of it, then definitely acrylic gouache is the way to go when you have, you know, some projects like that. And then if you like intense, well, these are acrylic markers from Faber-Castell. I'm trying to find, so these are acrylic markers. This is, I believe these are gouache. So these are just regular gouache. And then these are regular gouache. I'm trying to find an acrylic gouache that I used. I know I have one in here. So these are the sets of Holbein, the acrylic gouache. I did swatch it last night, but I didn't do it. I didn't film the swatching process. So when I saw this whole set, I'm like, okay, maybe I should film it. And maybe, you know, someone out there is looking for a swatch of this Turner Acryl Gouache. It is definitely much cheaper than the Holbein, but at least we can compare, you know, what are the differences from the two. And so that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to be using the same sketchbook, just so, you know, we have the same. So if we compare, then we see the opacity, how opaque it is, or how easy it is to blend and all that. Then I just have my dirty water in here because I did a little bit of playing in my sketchbook today. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use any blending palette. I'm just going to pick up the paint from the cap, and that's what I did yesterday. So I'll start with all my warm colors in here. So let's start with all the warms. So I only have Jaune Brilliant. Is that how you say it? I don't even know, but Jaune Brilliant. All right, we have pink, we have coral, we have permanent scarlet, a permanent red, and a carmine. I'm just picking up all my warms. Then we have sepia, we have, oh, that's nice that there's a umber, burnt umber though, and then a burnt sienna. So there's no regular sienna and regular umber. So we have that. And then we have an opera pink, an opera red. So we have pink, opera red, coral. Just trying to have it where it's light to darkest. We'll try our hardest. And then we'll just put in the magenta and violet in this swatch also. Okay, I'm going to set this one aside. I have such a small desk. It is annoying when it's like you have a small desk and you have that big set, so bear with me here. I'm just going to put in there the magenta and the violet. We'll put in our pinks in here. We have the opera red. I'm curious what that color is actually, because I don't think I know. So we'll have that. Jaune. Is it jaune? Jaune. Brilliant. I don't know. We have permanent yellow deep, and then we have permanent orange, and then we have permanent red, permanent scarlet, crimson, and carmine, and then we have, maybe I should put you coral red first. Or should I put the pink? Like that? Maybe. You know what? That'll work. Okay, I'm just going to use a regular number 6 round brush. I love this thing. I got this from a long time ago actually. I got it from TJ Maxx, and when I saw it, I was like, I need this. It was so perfect because it has 2 wells. So, you know, when you're cleaning, thoroughly cleaning your brush, and then you have a clean water in there. So we'll start with a jaune brilliant. I'll grab a pen so we can write it. Oh, there's not a whole lot. With the Holbein, there's a whole lot of paint in the cap, which I was really surprised about. Look how opaque that is. And did you see just how tiny that paint that I got? But look how opaque this is. My gosh. I love acrylic gouache. Now, the difference from the acrylic gouache and a regular gouache is that the regular gouache, you can reactivate it with water. So you can put it in a, just a regular palette, and then you can reactivate that with water. But the acrylic gouache, they're kind of like acrylics. When they dry, that's it. They're dry. So I see, what are the pigments used in this one? So PY170, P034, and PW6 are the pigments used in this one. So is there a number system? I don't know. This is my first time working on this. There's probably, if you've been using the Turner Acryl Gouache, let me know. Is that the number 30A? Not sure. I think so, because 30A, 32A, I think that's it. So Turner, let's talk about the Turner brand. So Turner brand is, it's a Japanese brand, and this brand is super popular among, of course, illustrators and designers, because of the quality of the paint and the color range that they offer. So I'm just going to put in the name. Jaune. Brilliant. Okay. Next, we have, what's this next one? Yellow ochre. Okay, there's more paint in this one. Pick one up. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit just so I can better blend and move the colors. Very, very opaque though. This one is semi-transparent, I suppose, because I can see, I don't know if I just added too much water, but I had just a little bit of paint in here. It was super opaque. This one, I can see a little bit of translucency. This one is the yellow ochre. There's only one pigment used in here, so PY42. Next one is a permanent yellow. Okay, Wow, this is like lemon yellow, like bright yellow. Definitely on the cool tone yellow. This will be nice for blending your greens. If you have like some green that you want to brighten, or you know, mix it with some ultramarine to create your green, this will be a good one. So the pigment used in here is PY3 permanent yellow. No, permanent lemon, that's why. I'm like, that's why it's so bright. Okay, makes sense now. This one is the permanent yellow. All right. So the last one we did was the permanent lemon. That's why it was like, did you hear me? I'm like, this one looks like a lemon yellow. Okay, now this one makes more sense. This one is the permanent yellow. And yes, that's what I've heard, is that lemon yellow is actually a really good color for blending. So, you know, the permanent lemon. Did I say yellow again? I mean lemon. So the lemon yellow is good for blending. So I can see that the permanent lemon here would be a good one too. So the pigment used for the permanent yellow is PY74. Okay, now this one is the permanent yellow. Goodness. Okay, next one, we have permanent yellow deep. Let's see. Oh, nice. I love yellow and oranges. They just, I don't know, they just scream happy. You know, the color just makes you, or at least makes me happy right away when I see like yellow and oranges like this. Okay, two pigments used in this. It's PY55 and PY170. This one is a permanent yellow deep. Here we go. Next, we have, it keeps getting bigger. Oh my goodness. I do this all the time. I make swatches and they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I promise I wasn't doing it intentionally. It's just the way it happens. As you can see, you can add a little bit of water, you know, to have that gradient. You know, if you want to make it more translucent, then you can just add a bit more water. But, you know, if that's what you want, then you just use watercolors. But still, you can use it. No one's going to stop us. Okay, two pigments used in this one. It's PY70 and P034. Pretty color. Permanent orange. Nice. I love it. Alright, next one we have permanent scarlet. PR9. That's the pigment used for the scarlet. I love scarlet because it's like, it's not too red, it's not too orange, it's scarlet. It's pretty. Look at this. You have that bright red. It's so beautiful. Pretty scarlet. So permanent scarlet. I wonder how many colors they offer. Let's see. They offer over 200 colors. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? They offer over 200 colors, including fluorescents and metallics. Wow. And I have 36. That's crazy. That's a lot. Permanent scarlet. All right. I don't know why I didn't use this. What was I thinking? My gosh. I think because I bought it when I was also just kind of like first buying and building my Holbein acrylic gouache collection, or I should say just my acrylic gouache. It's not really a collection, but kind of like when I was building the colors. So I was probably just so into the Holbein that I just didn't pay attention to this set that I bought. This one, the pigment used on this is PR170, so permanent red. Pretty. Okay, next we have coral red, 2 pigments, PR9 and PW6. Ooh, this is pretty. Oh, so pretty. I can already tell just from that tube. Oh, that's so pretty. So this is the coral red. I love this color. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. You know, I think about it, if I'm like a warm tone person or I like cool tones better. Honestly, I don't think I have a preference. I mean, I think I like both. Pigments used is PR9 and PW6. That's the coral red. Next one we have pink. Ooh, I left this one not so close. Yeah, see, I can already tell that that part is dried out. I didn't close this very well. Wow, this looks like neon, like straight out of the tube. This is neon. Whoa. No. Okay, so this is, yeah, definitely neon pink. Wow. So this is their fluorescent. Pigment used is fluorescent and PW6. That's crazy pink right there. Are you a fan of neon or not? I can't. I don't think I am. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm a fan of pink, but God, this pink is like a highlighter pink. I don't think the camera is giving it justice, but in real life, yeah, in real life is definitely like a neon pink. But it says pink, it doesn't say neon pink. Okay, next one we have Opera Red. Okay, this looks pretty. Yeah, this looks pretty. Ooh. Okay, now that's lovely. The consistency of the paint itself is very easy to glide. Sometimes with the Holbein, there are a couple of times where I feel like it needs a bit more water than usual. This one I feel like the pigments react with the water pretty well. Okay, the pigments used in this is fluorescent and then PR9 and PW6. So we have Opera Red. I'm going to set that aside. Move this one over here. Everything is falling apart. Okay. Next we have Carmine. Pretty color also. I love Carmine. Okay, we have this one. Ooh. Ooh. Now that's so pretty. Can you see that bottom part where I don't have a whole lot of paint and just a little bit of water? I want to leave it just like that, where you can see a little bit of the paper. That's actually very pretty. Let me zoom it in. Oops, I always do this. I apologize, and I'm doing the opposite way of like that. That's pretty. Okay, pigment used, only one pigment here, and PR238. So pretty. Okay, next we have, let me see this. We have crimson color. Gorgeous. Pick that up. Okay. Nice. This one I feel like is cooler tone than the carmine. I don't know. Maybe. No, definitely warmer. What was I thinking? I think it's the glare from the light. I don't know. But definitely more red than the carmine. So this one used the PR14. So that's crimson. Lovely color, lovely colors. So pretty. Hey brushes, can you just please chill? Stay there. Thank you. Next one, we have magenta. Okay, looks like I've used the paint on the cover. See, I feel like this one needs a little bit of shaking. I don't know. It just feels different. I've already felt like the binder was separating from the pigment. Okay, this one, the pigments used is fluorescent and PR88. Yeah, it just felt like the binder was separating. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, definitely better. Magenta always feels like this though. Kind of like there's more translucency than opacity. Because I can definitely see, or I don't know if it's just this tube that I have, because it felt like the binder was separating. It was like really oily or whatever binder they use. I am not an expert. I have no idea. Gum Arabic, is that it? Okay, next would be violet. Violet. Do I like violet? I don't know about violet. I mean, I love lilac, you know, that shade, more of the lighter pastel. But straight up violet, I don't know. It's pretty though. The more I look at it, I mean, I don't know why I don't use violet more often, but that's lovely. So the pigments used fluorescent and PV23. Yeah, I don't know why I don't use violet more because it's so lovely. Maybe I like the purple more than violet. Okay, next one. We're gonna do the browns. This one has to be burnt sienna, definitely. So we have this very warm brown. Well, I guess if you want to have, you know, a lighter, then you can just add a little bit of white with acrylic gouache and gouache. With watercolors, you just have to add more water to lighten it, right? So there's two pigments used for the burnt sienna. We have the PR101 and PBR11. Very warm brown. Now the umber would be, this one is burnt umber, would be more of the cool. Whoa. This one is like dried up. Don't worry guys, now that I've found it, I was cleaning my office, my studio yesterday, and I'm like, gosh, I have so much stuff. There's so much stuff. So, and I found this set just kind of like tucked in between two boxes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to have that. So Pigments used, we have three. We have PR101, PBR11, and PBK7. So this one is Burnt Umber. It's a very cooler tone than the sienna. As you can see, the sienna is really that warm. Then if you have if you want a cool brown, then you have the umber. This one is sepia. You know, sometimes I call this sepia, sometimes I call it sepia. I really don't know how you call it. Don't know if I picked up enough pigment or it's really that look. I can see the binder also in this one. There. We're adding more opaqueness. So sepia color. On the cool side also. So these are all our warm tones. So we have Jaune Brilliant. We have Yellow Ochre. We have Permanent Lemon. We have Permanent Yellow. We have Permanent Yellow Deep. We have Permanent Orange, Permanent Scarlet, Permanent Red. We have the Coral Red, and then we have pink color. We have Opera Red, Carmine, Crimson, Magenta, Violet, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, and we have Sepia color. Okay, next let's go to the greens, the blues, and the white and black. I have two blacks in here. We have lamp black and we have a jet black, and then I have two white. I have a mixing white. I don't know why there's a mixing white. I'll be interested. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever had that before. Okay, let's start with the greens. It's emerald green. Oh, they have really pretty greens. I love using green. Oh, there's a Viridian. I was just going to order like a Holbein color of that. I'm so glad I didn't, because there's a Viridian hue. Okay, let's do the aqua. I have the blue. Let's do a turquoise blue. Cobalt. Oh, there's ultramarine also. I was going to get an ultramarine from Holbein as well. See, I'm so glad I found this set. My goodness. Okay, so we'll start with the Permanent Green Light. This one has two pigments, PG7 and PY3. Okay. I'm just gonna go. Nice, very bright. What is this? Permanent green light. Yeah, very bright green. That's nice. Although I think if I have a favorite green, it would be sap green. I think I love sap green and olive. Okay, Permanent Green Light. Okay, next one is Emerald Green. There's three pigments in Emerald Green. We have PG7, PY3, and PW6. Pretty, pretty. Emerald Green is pretty. I was going to order this one from Holbein yesterday. I'm so glad I still have it in my cart. I feel like I don't need to now because I found this. All right, wherever you guys are joining us from, let me know in the comments. Say hello. Hi everybody. Okay, we have Emerald Green. So pretty. My gosh, if you look at my handwriting and then you look at my brush lettering projects, you would not think that it's my handwriting. But I always say this every time I would teach my, brush lettering classes or any type of hand lettering class, is that handwriting is different from hand lettering. So this is one way I kind of like kind of like to shock my students is that I will do a regular handwriting like this and they'll be like, there's no way. Because they always say, I cannot write pretty like that. I don't have a pretty handwriting. Well, guess what? Those are two different things. Okay, this one we have permanent green middle. There's two pigments used in this one. We have PB15 and PY3. Okay, permanent green middle. Okay. Next one, we have deep green. There's also two pigments in here, PY55 and PB15. I know a lot of people like to know the pigments used. I mean, I would pretend like I know what I'm talking about if I talk about the pigments. But I know that the more pigments used in a color, of course, I guess pure pigments are better than more pigments. That's what I've learned. I mean, based from all the YouTubers that I've watched, and all the YouTube videos of swatching videos that I hear, you know, they like it better when there's like, you know, lesser pigments used. Okay, so this one is a deep green. I like this color very, very much so. I like that. It's pretty. Kind of like, I'm just gonna go look at the sap green real quick, okay? I'll show you the sap green of the Holbein. This is the Holbein sap green. I love that. And then that's the deep green. This one's more cooler tone, but that's beautiful also. Okay. Next one we have the olive green, and there's three pigments in here. There is PB15, P013, or PO13, and then PY74. Ooh, pretty. It's like very mossy also. This one's a little difficult to work with. I feel like it needs a bit more water. I didn't think my brush was that dry. I use the same amount of water. I just kind of like wash it and then set it aside like that. Okay, so this is olive green. I feel like this is too deep for an olive. Yeah, I feel like that's too deep and that's too cool. I'm just gonna look real quick. Yeah, because this one is the Holbein. Look at the difference of the Holbein olive. And that is the olive green. So maybe olive and olive green are two different things, right? So, but just to let you know, that's different. Okay, next one is Viridian Hue. Two pigments used, PB15 and PY3. Ooh, this one's a little harder. Ooh, dried up also, right? It's pretty. I love this color. I love Viridian. Oh, that's gorgeous. Ah, that's pretty. I love this. I love this a lot. I love this color. That's gorgeous color. Actually, on camera, it looks more blue, but in real life, it has more of a green tint to it. I don't know what's wrong with this. Maybe the hue and tint. Let me change that tint because this one definitely has a bit more green. Yeah, that's definitely very different. Okay, anyways. Pigments used. We have two pigments in here. Ooh, that's dried out. PB15 and PY3. Viridian Hue. Lovely, lovely color. I love that. Oops. Next one we have Beryl Green. Why was that difficult to pronounce? Beryl Green. Three pigments, PW6, PB15, and PG7. Beryl green. Okay, let's go at that. Clean my brush. I love this. I love green and blues together. I just love it so much. Like peacock blue, I love it. Viridian, aqua, turquoise. I love that. And when I say that, I feel like I like cool tones, but then I love the pinks and the corals and the oranges. Oh gosh. I am hopeless. Okay, beryl green. Next one, we have aqua blue, 2 pigments, PB15 and PBW6. PB15 and PW6. All right, so this is aqua blue. This is definitely very cool. Oh, so pretty. Lovely, lovely, lovely color. That's pretty. That's so pretty. So aqua blue. Next one is blue compost. 2 pigments, BB15 and PW6. Same pigments used for the aqua blue. Okay. Ah, so pretty. Oh, now that's so pretty. So blue compost? Huh. Gorgeous. Gorgeous color. Now, I don't use these paints to their fullest just because of the way my artwork is. I wish I'm like, you know, one of those artists that just creates gorgeous landscapes. Man, I'm not. I just love kawaii stuff. I really love cute things, whimsical, kind of like children's picture book style. That is just my favorite. It probably take me a lifetime to learn, you know, other way. I don't think I'm patient enough for realism. I was just kind of talking to my niece about this morning, because, you know, she was asking me, do you think you'll ever do realism? And I'm like, I don't think I am patient enough for that. Okay, so we have 3 pigments used for this turquoise blue. We have PB15, PY3, and PW6. So we just added the PY3. Okay, turquoise. Pretty. I love this one. Pretty. Okay, next, there's a lot of blues in this set, huh? I feel like it, because look at all the warm tones, and feel like. Okay, next one. This one is the sky blue, which is, I feel like this is more sky blue. I guess not. It's lovely. But I think I like the aqua blue better than the sky blue. Makes sense because I like the green and the blues. Okay, we have 3 pigments used. We have PB15. Did I say that? PY3 and PW6. I think I did. Or does it have the same pigments like the turquoise blue? That's why. Ah, yeah, that's it. Okay, next we have cobalt blue hue. We have PB29 and PW6. That's the pigments. 2 pigments. I like cobalts. I do. I like ultramarine also. Yeah, I like this one. That's a gorgeous blue color. That's pretty. Pretty. Cobalt blue hue. There has to be that hue. Okay. Next is ultramarine. Then we're almost done. We have the 2 Prussian blue and then 2 blacks and 2 whites. Okay. I feel like this one is gonna grab a little bit more. Semi-translucent. Pretty. So ultramarine, pretty color. I love ultramarines. So I feel like the cobalt is like cooler, definitely cooler than the ultramarine. Ah, okay. There's a 1 pigment in there. Sorry, I didn't mention PB29. Okay, next, last color, Prussian blue hue. There's 3 pigments used in this. We have PB29, PB15, and PBK7. All right. Ooh. The Prussian blue. Very cool. Cool tone, but lovely. Definitely lovely blue. Deeper. Nice. That's gorgeous. I don't think there's any color that's not gorgeous. I mean, I guess I don't like grays. I don't like cool grays. I like warm grays. I guess that's the only color that I'm not ooh and ah. Unless it's like it has like a Payne's gray, you know, I love that. A warm gray, warm tones, I love those. Okay, we have 2 blacks. We have lamp black that uses PBK7, and then we have the jet black that uses a PBK1. Okay, let's do the lamp black first. That's very rich. I hardly use black though, unless I'm doing like a line art. You know, I don't think I use much black, but lamp black. Because you can always mix black. But it's nice and handy to have one if you don't feel like mixing. I don't personally enjoy mixing so much just because I know myself. I'm so not consistent. I didn't want to say inconsistent. But I feel like I'm gonna forget what colors I used, you know, for the mixing, because I'm pretty sure I won't write it anywhere or anything like that. Just depends on the day, the time of the day. Okay, this is the jet black. That one was a little bit harder to work with. That's why I pick up more pigment at the end. But let me see. Oh my gosh, there's like... See, there's like... Guys, help me out. Is a jet black cooler? More like a cool tone? It's hard to tell. Now, we have the white and we have a mixing white. I should have probably, I'm going to use a jet black and just put it here. Just so I have a black so we can see the white. I'm going to pick up more pigments. Just kind of spread it out here. Yeah, definitely cooler tone, the jet black. A cooler black. I think with gouache, I have like a super dark green. I can't remember the name, but that's what I use as a black. I don't necessarily use a black. I know I said it already, but okay. We're gonna make this one dry. Where's my handy dandy heat gun? Okay, dry. All right, now let's start with the white. We have a white color. There we go. Do that. Oh. Really opaque white. As you can see it against the black. Pure pigments, this one is like blended with water. As you can see, it kind of like fade. But on top is like the pure pigment white, and yeah, that's really opaque. And this is what I love about using, you know, acrylic gouache like this, is that opaqueness that, you know, of course the watercolors don't have because they're translucent, and that's the properties that we love about watercolor. But if you want something like opaque, then acrylic gouache is the way to go. Okay, this is the mixing white. It has a bit more warm tone to it. I can see it. Slight warm tone. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, but that's our swatching session for today. This is the mixing white. Of our Turner Acryl Gouache. Definitely lovely. I am definitely not going to put it back in its box anymore, because I think that's what happened. I left it in the box, and so of course, out of sight, out of mind. So maybe you should do the same. Kind of like look around in your office, in your craft room. I'm pretty sure you have like stuff in there that you've, you know, set aside, put away, and totally forgot about it. So make sure to check and shop your craft room. So acryl gouache. So I'm just gonna throw all of these in the bin now, where all my other paints are, so that I won't forget about it. I'll start using it. But I lost my Stay Wet palette, and so I need to order that to use my acrylic gouache again. So that's dirty water, but this is our Turner Acryl Gouache. All the cool tones, all the pretty warm tones as well. We have all of that in here, and definitely watch out for a video coming soon how I'm going to use these acrylic gouache in my scrapbook, in my sketchbook. But thank you guys so much for joining me today, and if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, so stay creative and stay happy. Bye everyone.